Well, hello class. Today I'm going to be discussing the Amazon's deforestation problems. The Amazon is the largest rainforest and river basin in the world. The Amazon houses more species of animals than anywhere else in the world. The world's largest rainforest is facing one of the biggest threats to date. 20% of the biome has already been lost and more is being threatened every day. The WWF is estimating that 27% of the Amazon's trees will be gone by 2030 if we do not start taking drastic measures. According to the WWF, 90 to 140 billion metric tons of carbon is stored in the Amazon's forest. 34 million people live in the Amazon and depend on its resources. One of the strongest correlations of the Amazon's deforestation is between the location of these fronts and the presence of existing roads and projections of new roads. Another major factor is increasing cattle ranchers and soy plantations, particularly in Bolivia. Surprisingly, NASA, with the help of their satellites, has been able to obtain clear pictures of what deforestation looks like and the pattern it follows. With their help, we set a picture of how legal and illegal roads pave way for small farmers to acquire land. Small-time farmers clear small plots of land close to the road to make themselves small crop farms, but within a year, heavy rain and erosion exhaust the soil and crop yields drop. To adjust the dropping crop yields, the farmers then make way for cattle pastures and clear more trees for crop. Eventually, the small-time farmers are in over their heads and either abandon the land or sell it to a larger farm who consolidates and make bigger pastures, and the Amazon is being depleted for human consumption, causing tailspin of other problems for the entire world. To put things into perspective, 12 times the size of New York, including Staten Island, of the Amazon has been destroyed just this year. That's roughly 3,769 square miles in the span of 12 months. You would think that the leaders of South American countries that house the Amazon would be proactive about saving the rainforest. Unfortunately, the leader of the biggest country, Brazil, is doing the exact opposite. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro and his administration has drastically decreased budgets and reduced staff at the Environmental Regulator's Office, which is responsible for targeting illegal logging and farming in the rainforest. He feels these regulations cripple Brazil's economy. Bolsonaro's treatment of these devastating fires and illegal deforestation acts have been called to the international leaders, especially French President Emmanuel Macron. Macron offered $22 million to help the wildfires. Bolsonaro angrily refused and demanded an apology. To quote Christine Mazzetti, or Greenpeace, a component of the Brazil Climate Observatory, President Bolsonaro's anti-environment agenda favors those who practice environmental crimes and encourage violence against forest people. Researchers believe the Amazon is at its tipping point and could self-destruct. The rainforest absorbs most of the environment's greenhouse gases and is considered a buffer for climate change. If left as is, the rainforest could begin to emit greenhouse gases instead of the opposite. For example, the Amazon's plant life stores an estimated 100 billion tons of carbon per year. Every coal plant in the world emits 15 billion tons of carbon in the year 2017. That's a lot of carbon the Amazon consumes to help out our already suffering environment. In the late 1990s, a team of researchers from the University of Exeter tested the idea that the Amazon, instead of being a buffer for climate change, could become one of the biggest factors. The team designed a computer simulation that came up with a year in which it could be possible, 2050. The research was heavily debated back then, but now it is starting to take serious due to the issues we are currently seeing and the Amazon basically dying. And not just the Amazon is starting to see the effects. Rainforests of Indonesia, the Dominican Republic, of Democratic Republic of Congo are also starting to disappear. This is something that has been studied and researched for years. Officials know that it is coming, so why haven't we done anything about it yet? This is the question many activists who advocate for environmental change ask themselves, and hope the question you now ask yourself. Why haven't we done anything?